Good evening and welcome tonight. Bellator Champion Series presented by the Professional Fighters League gets the main card underway now with 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner at 5'6", weighing in 155 1/2 pounds. Making his Bellator debut, he's coming in nearly perfect as a professional. 14 victories, only 1 loss. Hailing from Armavir, Armenia, presenting Jora Ayvazyan. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner at 5'10", weighing in 155 1/4 pounds. Spectacular thus far inside the Bellator cage as a professional. He holds 16 wins, 8 defeats. From Makaha, Hawaii, introducing Yancy Medeiros. In charge of the action, your referee, Jason Herzog.
Always great to see Jason Herzog overseeing some action. There is Jora Ayvazyan in the white trunks, Yancy Medeiros in the black.
First round, buddy, you ready?
Experience disparity favoring, of course, the Hawaiian here, but that's in mixed martial arts. Jora Ayvazyan, Combat Sambo World Champion with a win over Usman Nurmagomedov in that discipline.
Look at the odds. Ayvazyan, a gigantic favorite here. Don't tell that to Medeiros. He loves his scrap. Very rangy. Throws great combinations. Let's see if he can make them a factor. This is how Ayvazyan fights. He takes the outside, baits you in to get the takedown.
Incredible wrestling skills from the Armenian. You'll see those on display at some point, very likely, in this fight. He's on a 5-fight win streak. Every one of his fights previously has taken place in Russia. Actually, the promotion where he was champion overseas is now known as Eagle Fighting Championships, owned by Khabib Nurmagomedov, who you'll see in the corner of his cousin later tonight.
It's one of those things. You get a top flight record. He's 14-1. Coming up through that system, you're as hard as a coffin nail. That's what that means. Very tough fighters every single time.
Just a feeling out process early in this one, more than a minute gone. Neither fighter taking any big risks. There's Ayvazyan on the entry and the takedown. Medeiros back to his feet for now.
And this is what I meant by stay sticky. Once you're on, stay on. Don't allow your opponent any room at all. Because Medeiros does have a tricky counter when it comes to his ground game. Does have excellent balance. Ayvazyan taking my advice, just staying very, very tough.
Grab of the cage there. Medeiros warned against it by Jason Herzog, and Ayvazyan able to pull him off the barrier and plant him temporarily on the mat.
Ayvazyan just staying really tenacious.
This is the first fight on our main card. The main event coming between Usman Nurmagomedov and Alexander Shabliy. Nurmagomedov looking to defend his Bellator lightweight title.
When you study Ayvazyan, this is his whole game plan. Get in, get on top, stay on top.
Hold the left, not the fingers, hold the left.
Use that tenacious grappling style. It's not that explosive. He's like a backpack once he gets good positioning.
And it goes without saying that when you're dealing with a taller, longer fighter like Yancy Medeiros, being this close to him eliminates those advantages for the Hawaiian.
Finally getting Medeiros down and keeping the weight on top.
Go. Close your hands if you're going to grab the cage.
Yeah, already got 1 warning for grabbing the cage, so Jason Herzog's going to be all over Medeiros. does have some vicious ground and pound, but Medeiros just not really letting Ayvazyan settle down to get in that position to do damage.
Medeiros trying to get his feet connected to the mat so he can build himself up, but nice work from the Armenian to shelf that right leg over and over again, elevating that right leg of Medeiros so he can't generate any explosiveness or power, can't drive up off of nothing. Ninja choke attempt there. Nothing doing from the Hawaiian.
Hard to do against a guy with no neck. It's just also head right in the center. Very, very stable.
Medeiros back to his feet. Body lock still in place for Jora Ayvazyan.
Back over the cage. Blue.
Promising sprawl here from Medeiros. See if he can get himself some space.
I think in front choke now. Good job shucking away the head of Ayvazyan.
Right hand misses for Ayvazyan. Taking this time to heave a deep breath or two. Final 10 seconds of round one. Right hand attempted by Medeiros. Ayvazyan stays just on the outside edge.
Second round. Are you ready?
Yancy Medeiros in the black trunks. Jora Ayvazyan in the white. Odds heavily in the favor of the Armenian Ayvazyan. It was a wrestling performance in round one, Jimmy. Will we get back to it here in round two?
That is his game. He's going to wait for his moment for Medeiros to overcommit. He's going to try for that takedown yet again.
Good combination. The right hand and the left both landed for Jora.
Problem is, Medeiros hasn't found his offensive range. Tried to open up, got taken down in round number one. Doesn't want that again.
Let's go. Get your hands going.
Doesn't want to get spun around like that either.
Yep. Heard his corner say, let your hands go.
Let's go, Adam. Let's go. Push that angle already. Start pushing it. Yes. Start pushing it. Stay on it. Push, push, push.
Спокойно, вот так и работает. Он когда на тебя пойдет с ударами, тогда переводи. В середине.
It's there. You're there. You're there. Small step.
Ayvazyan right now being very patient.
Not on him, on you.
Throwing some good strikes, waiting for Medeiros to bring his hips forward.
Двигайся, джеб, джеб, удар, потом левый прямой, давай. Этот feint, you feint to freeze him, step. Pump that jab, move his head, Yancy.
Big swing and a miss there for Ayvazyan. The second one landed.
Because he feinted with the takedown, brought his body down, made Medeiros think low, and then went over the top with the right.
Let it go.
Now Ayvazyan getting active with the kicks as well. Jab to the body from Yancy. There's a good right hand from Yancy Medeiros. Perhaps his best punch of the fight so far.
Problem is, Medeiros, does have a decent number of finishes. They tend to be volume finishes. He's not a one and done kind of fighter, generally speaking. He's going to have to throw in combination. Easy.
A lot more difficult to do that when someone's hanging on you like this. Jora Ayvazyan on the single leg with the head inside, runs the pipe.
That penetration with the hips was too easy. Got right in, no sprawl at all. You heard Herzog say, knock it off with the grab in the fence.
Already warned him sternly in round one. If it happens again, you'll see him take a point.
Close your hand. Thank you, sir.
2 minutes left in round two. Jora Ayvazyan all over the back of Yancy Medeiros, and here's that chicken wing.
a miserable position to have a guy like this who just won't give you any physical space. It's so mentally and physically fatiguing to have a guy just attached to you like that.
Close your fingers.
That's Ayvazyan's strength. Going for the switch, but no way Ayvazyan falls for that one.
There you go.
Ayvazyan remaining dogged in the pursuit of this takedown, just staying on the back of Medeiros as we approach the end of this second round.
But as you know, Sean, when something's in your wheelhouse, you've been wrestling your whole life, you can stay in this transitional position and not really get tired. So is he dogged for the takedown? Yeah, he certainly wants it, but he can maintain a body lock a lot longer than your average fighter. He's been doing this his entire life.
You can see Yancy Medeiros fighting the hands as hard as he can, not affecting the grip at all.
Trying to get what we call the 2-on-1 escape. Common thing from parterre in American wrestling, but just can't break the hands of Ayvazyan. We talked about the height and reach advantage for Medeiros. What does that mean? Ayvazyan is built like a truck. He's shorter, but man, he is strong.
Medeiros able to get himself turned almost, and he's out. But in the final seconds of this second frame with no time to work.
On a round. Are you ready? You ready? Fight.
How often do you hear it, Sean? Let your hands go. Yeah, you're out there. I'm in here. Not always easy to do.
You certainly don't want to set yourself up to be taken down, but if you're down 2 rounds and you need a finish, being taken down is not going to change a lot of things on the scorecards. You're already well behind the 8 ball. Overhand right from Ayvazyan. You can see the live odds heavily in the favor of the Armenian. There's Alexander Shabli, contender tonight, challenging in our main event, looking to take the undefeated status away from Usman Nurmagomedov and the gold belt with it. Jimmy, feels like the onus here in the 3rd round is on Yancy, and it's hasn't been enough to motivate him to take a risk yet.
It has not. Caught a little bit of the jab, but it's Ayvazyan landing the power punches.
And there it is again. Medeiros reaching that jab out, pecking away with the right hands behind it, but it's that Diaz style of boxing. It's like you said, it's a volume proposition rather than serious power on one.
That's not a come from behind style. You're not going to win with numbers in round number 3 where you're getting dominated. You got to win with power, and he hasn't been throwing that. It's been Ayvazyan throwing that.
How's your Armenian?
Not great. Once again, not conversational. I have had it yelled at me a few times kickboxing in North Hollywood, but don't really know what was being said.
I'm sure it was all praise, Jimmy.
All praise at my technique. Easy single leg once again. Penetration step right inside. And we're back to the wheelhouse of Ayvazyan. Beautiful lift.
Medeiros back to his feet, but wearing that Armenian backpack, far from out of danger as they spin round and round.
Close your hands.
I mean, Yancy Medeiros is fighting against Jora Ayvazyan. He's fighting his own urge to grab the cage. He's fighting fatigue at this point.
And frustration. It's been a frustrating fight for Medeiros, who, in Hawaiian fashion, loves his scrap. That hasn't happened once. Every time Medeiros moves forward, there's either a takedown or a punch waiting for him. Ayvazyan having a lot of success with that lead hook and overhand right.
And there tries a push kick to the midsection. Ayvazyan just willing to sell out with some of these strikes down because he knows how far ahead he is on the scorecards.
And Medeiros hasn't really thrown anything to throw his timing off, right? It hasn't given him any reason to back off.
Level change, single leg attempt here. Ayvazyan will put the head outside, then back to the in.
Hasn't run into a single sprawl every time that penetration step has worked.
There's a lift, good reap with the leg, reached it around, collected that posting leg for Yancy Medeiros. Ayvazyan looks to finish this fight on top.
As we said, frustrating fight, but Ayvazyan putting a little bit of an exclamation point on it in round number 3.
He walks away, blocks one kick.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the decision, we go to your 3 judges, Jonathan Romero, Rafael Davis, Chris Lieben. All have it exactly the same 30-27. All for the winner by unanimous decision, Jora Ayvazyan.